Uh, Capo. It's so easy for us to get lost, right? Lost in love. I'm a grown man, I can tell you the truth. Hey Peter, I almost fell myself. When it get cold, it get cold. Something like Canada. I guess you can feel me on that one, right?
And I am very glad to actually finally get a chance to meet and talk with this person. It's been the first time that we've had a chance to talk. We've communicated a lot, but we actually get to see each other and talk to each other. And I've been a personal fan of this person for a little while now. And I am very excited to introduce you and have you guys experience some of the amazing sound that comes from our first guest this evening. And this is none other than the amazing Maddie Sparks. Big up Maddie Sparks in the building. How you doing, my girl? You good? You good? Everything's good? I think we got to take her off mute for a second. She's still on mute.
Hey.
There we go.
How's everyone
What's going
doing?
on, my girl? How are you?
We're like technically not the best at Zoom, so we're trying to make it work.
You'll make it work. You'll make it work. You'll work it work. So how are you this evening? Everything's good?
Good. I'm good. I tried some of the drink, but I haven't tried any of the other food yet, but the drink is really good.
Good, good. I can't wait for you to dive in later on. You know what? It's probably a good choice not to eat all that food before you went on and performed. That was probably
Yeah, for sure. The mushrooms, though, they look like super, super good. So I'm excited to try those.
Wait till you try them. You will have your socks knocked off, I guarantee. But don't let me influence you, all right? You got to decide. You know what I'm saying? Before we have you perform, how many songs do you have for us this evening, Maddie?
I have three songs.
Awesome. So before we get into your songs, I kind of just want to take this little bit of opportunity, kind of just to chat with you a little bit. I think it's always important and good for us to get to know everyone, and it kind of provides a little bit of connection as well. You know what I mean? So I just kind of want to have a little quick chat with you and give everybody an idea of where Maddie comes from and what she does and how she got to this place. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's actually, when I was going through your bio, I see you're not actually even born in Ontario. You're from New Brunswick, born in New Brunswick.
Yeah, I was born in Moncton, and actually one of the songs that I'm going to be singing tonight is kind of about that. So it's actually kind of cool that you brought that up.
Amazing, amazing. See, I just knew it. I just knew it already. But from Moncton, you moved to Ontario. You ended up in Ontario. You've been here ever since. Your first experience, I actually have a connection to you there with your first experience with music because I have a starting place from the same point. You kind of got started at a talent show, a talent contest. And one of my first ever experiences on stage was hosting my high school talent show. So, right, you remember this.
Yeah.
This, right?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So I have a connection to you there that you started a talent show. So that's really awesome. Maybe just tell us quickly about how that went, how you started and decided to do that.
So I was pretty young. I was a huge fan of my sister. She was my best friend, and I idolized her, and she was dancing in that talent show. So I had to be a part of it to be cool like her, and I decided I was going to sing. And that's when I became a part of that talent show, and ever since then, I took off from there. After that talent show, I remember a bunch of people chased me outside for my autograph because the people who announced it said that that's what they should do. I was like traumatized from it or whatever, but it was awesome. Like, it's a good memory to look back at now that I can laugh at it. So the talent shows were my favorite thing growing up. I took part in a lot of them and writing competitions too. So they were awesome.
Yeah. I know know the feeling. I know the feeling. Once you catch that bug, you get that energy from the crowd, and everybody's excited, and everybody's just like hanging on you. Like I know what that feels like. So definitely, I can understand how you got the bug. Ryan, you were gonna jump in?
Yeah, I had a question. When you were first doing these talent shows, were you doing your own songs or were you covering songs? What were you singing that got everyone in your school chasing you down for an autograph?
At first, my first talent show was Hillary Duff. I sang Come Clean by Hillary Duff, but after that, I was writing my own original stuff. So a lot of those performances were competitions and stuff. So that was my main thing, was always songwriting.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Songwriting is not an easy thing to do. Like amongst the many musical challenging things that you can choose to do, songwriting is up there as, I would say, probably one of the toughest. You know what I mean? Because you can learn an instrument, you can learn your voice, but to figure out how to put a song together, that's a special talent. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
definitely amazing that you chose that particular route to put your strength into. That's really awesome. What I wanted to kind of ask about, and maybe this is leading towards that, is just what are some of the inspirations behind you wanting to be musical? Like, what helps you choose what songs to sing? What helps you choose what to write about? So what are some of the things that drive you?
I'm getting laughed at right now. It's heartbreaks. I love emotional songs. Even if it's not about me, I love to write about anybody else's heartbreaks. So that's my specialty. But otherwise, I like to write about just daily life, but putting it in different story points. Trying to, kind of, for instance, put it in the perspective of a spider. Like, that's something that I really like to do. It's different writing with other people too, because they get to put all their, so then it changes up the way that I construct things. But yeah, I like to write any way that I can.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you like to make people sad and stuff. That's cool.
anything that will grab your heart,
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I mean, I know it's probably been a pretty long journey on you starting all the way back in school doing that talent show, singing Hillary Duff, to where you are now. You've probably had a long road, probably a bumpy road, some sleepless nights, long nights.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, on the course of that journey, from when you started singing and really said, you know what, this is something I really want to take seriously, to today, what do you find have been maybe your biggest reward that you found along the way, and what's been your biggest challenge that you found along the way?
I think my biggest reward is like the people that I've worked with. That's my favorite thing, is everybody that I get to meet and that loves music just as much as I do. That's my favorite. And then the biggest challenge could also be actually the same viewpoint. Some of the people that I've worked with, but that teaches you lessons too. So that's the way that I always see things, is just keep going. Sometimes two artists, they're not gonna vibe the same, you know what I mean? Like, so it's not always gonna work out. So yeah, those are my two favorite things about music, actually. Like, there's no like high point or low point.
Sure.
Everything to do with music I like. So.
Yeah. No, but that's super. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan. Yeah. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no. I was, go ahead, but finish. But I was just wondering, like, are you still connected to the East Coast, to Atlantic Canada? Who's like popping on the East Coast of Canada musically that we should know about?
East Coast of Canada, I don't really work with anybody at the moment. I actually moved from East Coast when I was like super little. So I was probably 6 when I moved to the East Coast, but the people that I like know and I'm connected to there a lot is like family ridden. So generally anything that I like is like blues fest in the summer. that's something that I'm probably going to take part of once COVID's over and stops kicking us all in the ass. But yeah, there's a lot of different little festivals that take place a lot around Moncton, I would say, because you're a good town to
Is there
look at.
someone that you've collaborated with that you really enjoyed that you'd like to go back to again? Is there someone that you've had the most fun with that you'd like maybe to work with again? Or
Dale Russell is somebody that I always want to work with. You know, he's somebody who opens up my mind in different ways, teaches me new things, different perspectives. So he's somebody who I would love to work with at any time that I could.
right, right. I notice with in a lot of cases, I always see you playing with instruments. So I know you have a range of instruments that you play. Maybe you can let us know some of those. And like I think you work with a band as well. So maybe tell us a little bit about who you're working with currently.
So I really like to just kind of play how I can, you know. I play by ear a lot of my stuff. So I play a little bit of ukulele, some guitar, and some piano. And then the person who's here helping me today is actually my bassist. His name is John. And Dale Russell's, he was the guitarist of the Guess Who, and I work with him currently. And then Charlie is my guitarist that I'm working with at the moment as well. I have a pianist that I'm working with. His name's Matt Miller. And then Matt Arsenal is a producer that I'm working with. And he also plays guitar and helps me songwrite. We write songs as a group. So it's a really, really good group that I'm working with right now. And just, we get together every Sunday and, you know, try to just do everything that we possibly can on that day.
That's freaking awesome because yeah, I mean, just being able to have a group of people in this pandemic is awesome. And to have a group of people that you can create awesome shit with is another level. So the fact that you have this team, this crazy awesome team behind you helping you, I mean, you can only come out with more and more hits. So I'm like I said, I love all your stuff. I'm like the hugest fan. I'm fangirling out major over you right now. So it's awesome.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You're
So
awesome.
I mean, so looking at maybe looking out at what your future, because you're young and you have an awesome future ahead of you. Looking out at future, how do you ever think about how you want your music and your art to kind of affect people later on or affect current culture? Or and oppositely, do you feel that current culture somehow affects your art, like what you put out, when you put it out, how you put it out? Are these things that affect you? So like, how do you want your art to impact, and how is your art impacted by everybody else? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean. So for me, I want my music to make people be able to kind of get through like their hard times, you know? I want them to know that they're not alone. That's a really like important thing for me. Sometimes, like I'm a person who I like to listen to songs that do just that for me. So another thing is like empowerment songs. That's huge for me as well. And like going forward, trying to like work with people who like to get that message out that like if you just do what you believe in, like you're going to be able to get there one day. Because I had doubts in myself, I had doubts in like my singing and stuff, so I stopped for a long time. So I think that if you just try and get messages out to people that like stay driven, stay powerful, like, you know, believe in yourself, then it's gonna kind of like help people get out of like the downside of like COVID, you know?
Yeah. It's
I
that
don't know what
connection.
times it is.
Yeah, totally. I feel it's that connection people are really missing. So any way they can feel that connection, even if it's to someone that they don't know singing a song, it's helpful. You know what I mean? It definitely is helpful for mental health, at the least.
Yeah, and then you need those songs that you can like vibe to with other people too. That's super important to me. Kind of just like lift you up in those moments where like, you know, you need it. So that's like that's my main thing. And you know, I want to sound unique and different. So that's kind of where we're like focusing on right now. I have a selection of songs that, you know, I really like them at this time. And then I have a handful that I've written. So we're trying to work on those and just like make them into what I'm kind of hearing in my mind. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a really great one. It's been awesome.
Good, good. I'm glad you feel good about your journey and confident about it. Because again, I think it's important. I mean, all of us want to get to this awesome place in our life, and we think it's all about getting there, but getting to that spot. But in a lot of cases, I mean, it's the cliche. It's not necessarily about the destination, it's about the journey and enjoying that journey, taking it in, and taking time to smell the roses along the way is really good. And we want to throw some roses at you before you're done here tonight. You know what I'm saying? So before we let you go on and knock our socks off, what do you have coming up? Do you have anything coming up that you want to tell us about? Where can we find stuff from Maddie Sparks? Where can we go listen to her? Where can we find videos? Do you have anything coming out? What's on the docket?
So on the 28th, I actually have an upcoming performance in Food Bank, Canada. It's for the Very Live Music Show. You can find it on Facebook if you just type that in. I'm going to start posting about it on my Instagram as well. Okay. And basically what we're doing is we're running like a charity just for COVID and the food bank, you know, because it's kind of taking a toll on everything. And there's already been 120,000 raised for that. So it's been a tremendous support. And yeah, that's something that's about an hour long, and I'm going to be there, and lots of songs. So if you want to come out and support, that would be something that's really.
You said that's on April 28th?
Yeah, and that's at 9 o'clock. So.
Awesome. Make sure that when you get a chance, maybe after you're done, to type all of that into the chat so that people can kind of see it and take note of it and stuff like that.
For sure.
Amazing, amazing. Well, Ryan, did you have any other questions that you wanted to ask her before we let her go on? Was there anything else?
Actually, I have a question for when she's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I have one question actually.
Yes.
Just because I was having a conversation with my one buddy, and he plays in a band, and they're doing they do a lot more country stuff. But we were just talking, and he was just saying he do you find it's tough to because you guys can't perform it, you guys can't do gigs right now, right? So it's kind of tougher for you guys to kind of like, when you guys get together, what are you guys trying to like, what are you working project wise? Are you just trying to record? Are you trying to put some material out? What are you guys doing?
I think right now recording, focusing on getting material out, just having it there. If you already have a fan base, just keeping them, you know, keeping them viewing. Every 2 to 3 months, I would put out a song, just to make sure that they don't get bored, for lack of a better term. Another thing is live streams online, Zoom calls, just like we're doing with your fans. That's something that's really important right now because it makes them feel involved. And it's important to, you know, appreciate people's time and appreciate music. So that's an idea that I have. And I know it's helped a tremendous amount of people too, even Instagram lives. A lot of people are doing those right now. So there's Twitch as well. There's an app called Twitch. So yeah, there's a few different things. This is something that there's a couple people on YouTube who will do. But those are the top ones that come to mind for me.
Yeah, man. I mean, and again, it's amazing that there are all those things for you. But again, just like Alfred was saying, you're not able to do gigs, and gigs need money. So a lot of those things sometimes don't necessarily directly equate to money. So that's why it's just so important for us to support our local artists and big them up. because they need all of our help. They need all of our support right now, more than anything.
Yeah, and if you're limited to money at the moment and you're trying to kind of like build your artistry, I would focus on like just saving every song that you have that's like, you know, worth that you think is gonna really make it. Save that for like an album, or save that for an EP when COVID starts to figure out, when people stop dropping new songs. Because you know, a lot of people are dropping songs at the moment, even larger bands and stuff, especially with September being spoken of being kind of where everything's gonna clear up type of thing. I personally am just trying to build my album and keep it like on hold, on wraps at the moment. Because I don't think it's worth dropping more, but this is me, and this is just my way of doing it. I'm not like a music pro. So this is just something that I have planned on. But I do think it is worth having material put out, so your fans still have something to listen to. You need to like, you know, do those lives, do covers, do something. Even if it's a song that you're not huge about, put that one out. You know what I mean? So.
You got to stay relevant. You got to stay in touch with the fans, like you said, for sure. Super important. Super important. All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please
Capo.
give it up for the amazing Maddie Sparks.
So easy for us to get lost, right? Lost in love. I'm a grown man, I can tell you the truth. Hey Peter, I almost fell myself. When it get cold, it get cold. Something like Canada. I guess you can feel me on that one, right?